recommend 100% orange juice to get you going. Welcome back to my channel, Liking the Covers 4963. Back with another video. This is my weekly Friday morning covers video, and this week I chose to look at an iconic writer who has been part of the comic book scene since the late 60s. And he got his start working at DC, and he was with his friend Lin Wen, and they both did this cover together. I mean, they didn't do the cover. They did the writing and the inside of this. The cover was done by the legendary Nick Cardy, and this was like their first collaboration, and then they would do many more when they would go over to Marvel. But this is number 18 of Teen Titans. This is from November, December 1968. And who I'm speaking of is the iconic Marv Wolfman. And this was Marv Wolfman's first work on Teen Titans, on the Series 1. This is before he and George Perez got together to do the second series of the new Teen Titans in 1980. So I just picked up a couple of covers here out of my collection to show for this episode. First one here is, like I said, Teen Titans number 18. This is a Nick Cardy cover, Lin Wen, Marv Wolfman being a part of it, and Bill Durant. Then the annual number one of my favorite covers of the new Teen Titans. That is just awesome. And then the other one is the second annual to the new Teen Titans. First appearance of Vigilante. Now, after he had done different stuff at Marvel, he had done, when he went from DC, he went to Marvel, then back to DC. And when he was at Marvel, he created, well, either the creator or co-creator of the Tomb of Dracula, and he did other series. He was an editor, but from what I understood, he left Marvel because of a dispute between him and Jim Shooter. I don't know how truthful that is, but that's from what I read. So when he went through the 80s, he went and him and George Perez, they had the run on Teen Titans, the Infinity Crisis. They could travel. They went through a lot through the 80s together. And here's what, after he'd done in the 80s, Marv Wolfman suffered writer's block, but he still, to me, made great contributions. And one of those was here, Disney's DuckTales number 1, number 2, and number 3. And he also went to do issues 4, 5, 6, and 7 of the first arc. And then he came back and did more issues until it went final issue 19. Now, one of the ones that he went and done, as we know, he and George Perez created Deathstroke. And Deathstroke was, his first appearance was in the new Teen Titans issue 2. This here came out a decade later. This came out in the series 1991. These covers are from 1992. This is Deathstroke the Terminator number 16, number 18, and number 20. And issue 20 and also issues 16 and 18 were all done by Mike Zeck. So here of late in the O's and in the teens, Marv Wolfman has been still active. Here of late, Marv Wolfman celebrated a birthday. He turned 73 years old this month. This was his birthday month. But 4 days after his birthday, like everything, you never know what's going to happen until it happens. But Mr. Wolfman was supposed to be at East Coast Comic-Con, but while he was on his way to go to the airport to get on the plane, he had a fall and knocked, hit his head. He had a blow to the head, and his doctor advised him that, he would not be able to attend the con. So I know that had to have been rough for him, because right now his friend and partner and they've been together for so many years, and he is on his farewell tour. As we know, George Perez is retiring, and Marv wanted to be there by his side. They did say George Perez, when he did the interview, he talked about his friendship, and talked about Marv Wolfman and the years they collaborated and done the new Teen Titans and Infinity Crisis and so many other great works they've done together. And hopefully now, it's been 2 weeks now. Hopefully Mr. Wolfman's feeling better, and I hope that he keeps on having a smooth recovery, and he'll be able to go to the next con with his friend George Perez when he does his next place at his tour. So that's going to do it. It's going to do it for this episode of Friday Morning Covers. If you enjoy, leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you like or dislike. And I'll be back with episode 10 next Friday. Wow, already episode 10. And I'll be coming back with some more covers, and try to come back with some story that could pertains to either to the writer or to the artist. So, fading out with Deathstroke the Terminator. Remember, enjoy your covers and stick around for the stories. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next week.